Hey guys and gals, it's me George and my brother Cal, and we're going to try firing up the old, good old whatchamacallit, Briggs & Stratton 12.5 V-twin. We have it wired as just temporarily, and we don't have any charging system or any of that stuff. That couldn't have been that solenoid because I didn't have this. Well, we're going to see if it's going to work anyway. We're going to try it. Here goes nothing. You're right, nothing. Nothing's happened. Oh, I know why. Is this a neutral? Nope. Oh, wait. Whoa, 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 shut it off. Something's smoking up in the air. Not good. It's sending power up there. Nix that, nix that. Okay, second try again. The throttle linkage is sort of hooked up, but I don't know which way it goes to make it run fast or slow. The choke is not hooked up. We had to bypass this neutral safety switch because it's bad, but we do have the one for the mower deck engage. That one is hooked up, but that wouldn't matter anyway because there's no belt on that. So all of those being said, we have the fuel pump is hooked up over here, as you can see, right there, and it's run down for that fuel filter, and it's going down underneath and hooking into that fuel tank right there. This is a very sketchy setup. The battery's just sitting on there. The wires are sort of, and yeah. So anyway, hold on to your hats and let's see what happens. We got to get fuel up there first thing right off the bat. So it's going to turn over a little bit. Of course the battery died. The fuel pump's working because it filled up the fuel filter. Let me help it here a little bit. I'm going to turn the choke off. I'm going to give it a shot of ether, if I can find it. Engine starting fluid, that's the same thing as ether. Hopefully it'll go, and where's my throttle? Here's my throttle buried down under here. Alright, now keep an eye on that gas tank so it don't fall off. Okay, it's gonna go. Hold on to your hats. I'm gonna set the choke in again. If I can get over there and do it by hand. And we don't have any mufflers on it. The mufflers did come in the mail today, however. Try again. Close the choke down. Yeah, naturally the battery's going to die on me. It's not one thing, it's another. Let me give it another shot of start fluid. Maybe it'll kick enough to do it to it. Or not. Okay, we're going to hook a battery charger up to it and we'll bring it right back. Hold on to your hats. Well, guys and gals, it fired and then it quit. And I think the problem was caused by yours truly. In my trying to figure out my wiring. Here's the wiring harness that came out of the Alco Alice that the motor came out of. And I was trying to decide whether I was going to use parts of this or just use the one on the mower itself, which is in place and runs all the way down and comes out down here. And so I did a combination of the two, but I had to reconfigure the plug to match the wiring necessities of the starter switch and to accommodate these switches here. This is a safety switch for the mower deck, and then the one down here is a safety switch that's a neutral safety switch, and it turns out that switch is bad. It doesn't work. But in the process, and in my haste to try and get this started, I mistakenly hooked my ignition wire, this yellow one, which is coming back here and going to my coils. I hooked that into the starter switch, which I should not have done at the point I did. This particular starter switch does not have a ground post on it. So when I turned the key on, I sent power up into my coils. And before we got a chance to start it, smoke started coming out from up in here. Oh, wait. Whoa, 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 shut it off. Something's smoking up in there. Not good. Now, this has dual coils in it. Now I have a little bit of spark on this side and none on the other side. That means that George is going to have to get a new pair of coils to go with this. Just another setback. I'm pleased to say that the fuel pump worked very nicely, and which reminds me I better shut the fuel off on this tank. And the battery will work, but it's not going to run. So you'll have to hold on to your hats for a little bit longer. That's all. Thanks for watching, commenting, and subscribing. Until next time, this is George and my brother Cal saying bye now.